In a peaceful valley surrounded by green hills and endless golden fields, there lived a humble farmer named Thomas. Thomas was not rich. His little wooden house was old, his clothes were worn, and his small farm barely produced enough food to survive. Yet every morning before sunrise, he greeted the day with a smile and thanked God for another chance to work. He believed that hard work and kindness were worth more than gold. Every day, Thomas helped anyone who needed him. He shared food with hungry travelers, repaired broken fences for his neighbors, rescued injured animals, and never expected anything in return. The people in nearby villages admired him, but many wondered why such a good man remained poor. One chilly autumn evening, after working from sunrise until sunset, Thomas slowly walked home along a quiet dirt road. As the golden light faded behind the hills, he noticed an old man sitting alone beneath a large oak tree. The stranger looked weak. His gray cloak was torn. His hands trembled from hunger. Beside him rested a twisted wooden staff. Without thinking twice, Thomas walked over. "Sir," he said gently, "you look exhausted. Please come home with me." The old man looked into Thomas's eyes. "I have nothing to give you," he whispered. Thomas smiled. "You don't have to give me anything." That night, Thomas welcomed the stranger into his tiny home. He served him his last loaf of bread, a bowl of hot vegetable soup, and fresh water. Then Thomas gave the old man his own bed while he slept on the cold wooden floor. Outside, the wind howled through the valley. Inside, kindness filled the little house. The next morning, Thomas woke to an unbelievable sight. The old man was gone. Standing in the center of the room was a magnificent wizard wearing deep blue robes decorated with glowing silver stars. His eyes shined like the night sky. His long white beard floated gently as magical golden lights danced around him. Thomas stepped back in shock. "Who are you?" he asked. The wizard smiled warmly. "My name is Eldoran. For many years I have traveled across the world disguised as a poor beggar. I searched for someone with a heart untouched by greed. Many people chased me away. Some laughed at me. Others ignored me. But you shared your last meal with a complete stranger." The wizard raised his glowing staff. "For your kindness, I will reward you." A circle of golden light surrounded Thomas. The room began to sparkle. "I grant you 3 magical gifts. First, whenever you place your hand upon the earth, barren land will become rich and fertile. Second, every seed you plant with honest work will grow stronger and faster than any ordinary crop. And finally, every time you use your powers to help others instead of yourself, your magic will become even more powerful." The wizard's face suddenly became serious. "But remember, if greed ever enters your heart, these gifts will disappear forever. I promise I will use these gifts only to help others." The wizard smiled. With a wave of his staff, thousands of golden sparks filled the room. Then he vanished. Thomas rushed outside. His fields had been dry for months. He knelt and gently touched the cracked soil. A brilliant golden light spread beneath his fingers. Within moments, fresh green grass covered the ground. Flowers bloomed. Fruit trees burst into life. Golden wheat swayed gently in the wind. His empty farm became the most beautiful land in the valley. News of the miracle spread quickly. People traveled from distant villages just to see Thomas's magical fields. Some wealthy merchants offered him bags of gold. Others wanted him to make them rich overnight. Thomas politely refused. My gift was never meant to create wealth. It was meant to feed the hungry. Instead of becoming rich, Thomas traveled across the countryside. He restored dying farms. He helped poor families grow food again. He turned empty land into beautiful gardens. Soon no child in the valley went hungry. The forest became greener. The rivers became cleaner. Animals returned to the land. Hope returned to people's hearts. Years passed. Thomas became known as the farmer of miracles. Yet he lived in the same little wooden house. He wore the same simple clothes. He remained as humble as the day he met the old traveler. One peaceful evening, watching the sun over endless golden fields, Thomas heard a familiar voice. You have done exactly what I hoped. He turned around. The wizard stood behind him once more. I gave you magic, Eldoran said softly. But it was your kindness that made the magic truly powerful. The wizard lifted his glowing staff one final time. I now bless your land forever. Golden lights spread across the entire valley. From that day forward, the valley never suffered from famine again. Even after Thomas peacefully left this world, his fields remained green. The people told stories about the humble farmer whose greatest power never magic. It was his compassion. And to this day, villagers say that mornings tiny golden lights still dance across the field, as if the wizard is still watching, waiting for another kind soul worthy of a magical gift. The end.